Hey guys, welcome back to Gennadoingthings. It is Kardashian Sunday, and today we are recapping the Kardashians episode 7. I am very disappointed by the low amount of drama in this episode. Today I'm going to recap a little bit differently. We're going to focus on what each sister or Chris is offering us in this episode. It just makes it easier to focus on sister by sister instead of just, beginning to end of the episode, especially when not much is happening. We start off the episode with Chris being a momager to Kim and Kendall, who are shooting their promo for Hulu. This is where Kim mentions that she has an upcoming campaign with Balenciaga. She's been wearing them for a while, and now the designer has offered an actual campaign with her. The entire episode follows Kim just trying to find herself, rediscovering her new fashion era post Kanye. But before we get into the bulk of the episode, focusing on Kim and her fashion evolution, let's get into what the other sisters and Chris were serving this episode. I hate to start with Chloe, who usually gives us so much, was giving us the least in this episode. I can't believe I'm even saying that, knowing that Kylie Jenner exists. Usually the family relies heavily on how open Chloe is to filming her drama, and we know that we're still gonna get that from her. We know that she's willing to bear all her shit on a stage, and then they can minimize other things like not getting into Astro World. And they still are going to rely heavily on Chloe to end off the season with a bang. So in this episode they really were giving us nothing. I've asked since the beginning to see the process of the house being built. We ended up keeping up with the Kardashians, where Chloe was complaining that our house wasn't done on time. I would have hoped that we would have seen more process of that happening in the season, but in this episode she finally moves in and she finally shows us around the house. She says that Tristan is moving in, but he's in season right now, but when he's done he will move in and join them. And it's such a setup. Like, they only focus on this entire showing of the house, showing us all the areas, talking about how Tristan is gonna move in for a couple of minutes in this episode. And they're really setting her up for how she's trusting him. They're getting back together, he's moving in, they are throwing down their roots, that she even says, in this house together as a family. And we just know that is all going to be shattered in the next couple of episodes. I will say, out of all of the sisters, I think I gravitate towards Chloe's type of decor the most. It's surprising to me as a Kardashian fan to see, because we know that Chloe loves dark accents. Kourtney has made fun of her in the past for her black flooring, colors of the couch, like everything is black. And now seeing how light the house is, I'm very surprised by, or just the lack of the dark features. She's really changed it up, really changed her taste and style. But I've mentioned in the episode, I don't know if it was in the recap before this, where they with Chris's birthday, that Chris now has adopted those dark accents in her house. So I think that's a little bit the best of both worlds. But Chloe's house is just the most organized. Like her pantry, she tells Kourtney that she took out a garage, or she used a garage for this pantry space, and it looks like a store. It is Chloe D is on full display here for you guys. It's gorgeous. My favorite part that she showed is the closet. Like, it looks like a store. The shoes, the bags, like, I love it. And I love how no one wants to walk on the mat. Like, that's how I am. Once something is so new and so clean, I don't want anyone to touch it. I don't even want to touch it. Like I said, this family likes to distract us from drama that they don't want us to focus on. Sometimes by using how open Chloe and Kim are to being, their drama for the world to see, to hide other things. Or what they do is, especially in the show, they film very curated segments, like stupid shit, to distract us when the sisters don't want to be filming about what's really going on in their lives. Like, Kylie Jenner has not given us, anything. No storylines this entire season. And Astro World has happened. Her and Kendall have attended the concert. People died. She, acknowledged it on her stories in real life. But on the show, they're acting like nothing happened. She just missed her mother's birthday dinner and Kendall, and no one has gone into why. They've just said that Kendall has been in Miami. And now, to avoid like major criticism by saying, Kylie promised that she was going to be on the show and now she isn't at all, she's filming stupid shit so that she doesn't have to address Astroworld. Like in this episode, Chris and Kylie, all they want to do, these fucking rich people. Kylie is so rich, so famous. This billionaire cannot do normal things, and that's all she wants to do with her mom. She wants to go grocery shopping. She wants to pump gas into the car. She wants to get a car wash. Because that's the kind of things that she can't do anymore, And I don't know why I'm saying this so sarcastically. I mean, a lot of famous people talk about this, but it's not genuine. It's very clear that they just needed something, to film. And how convenient that the grocery store they go shopping in has, stocks 818. That's not an ad at all. But yeah, so we see them grocery shop. We see them pump gas. And Chris, almost doesn't know how to pump gas anymore. Like, what? I can't do it. And what does this mean? Like riding a bike, she says. And once they are done, they go drive to a car wash, and then, they're just like, this is the best $12 we've ever spent. And we need to bring the kids, like, oh my gosh, bring the children to this, fun thing that we don't ever do because we're not normal. We're so rich. Now on to the content from the most cringe couple, Kravis. Now Mr. and Mrs. Barker. We are following them on a journey. This is what we have always done with Kourtney in our content on the show. We have followed her on these health journeys, these crazy phases that she would go through in different things that she would try in wellness, and now she's just doing it with Travis. When they started getting together, or when they, I started getting into, researching this couple, like that was one of the first things I learned about Travis, and I thought that's what makes them such a good match, is that on his own without Kourtney, he's been into wellness. He has a wellness line long before, Kourtney came along. So I think this is a good opportunity to film the two of them, because they have that common interest, and they, he clearly is just going on this crazy journey with Kourtney. So on the previous episode, we did go with him on this journey on the egg retrieval, and it seems that egg retrieval was unsuccessful. So this entire episode follows their post unsuccessful egg retrieval panchakarma cleanse that they do, and they do that because they are trying to remove all the toxins out of their body, because they want to get a better egg. They want to get a better quality egg, is what Kourtney says. And what the Panchakarma cleanse means for the two of them is that they can have no caffeine, no exercise, and no sex. So obviously, because this couple are so obsessed with, obviously it's clear that their love languages are both physical touch, so they are just not having a very good time. The entire episode just is a wellness segment for the two of them. The thing that stood out to me, and I think will keep me up at night for the next couple of nights, is there's this specialist that comes in and takes him on this journey during this episode, whose spa they go to do this cleanse, and the specialist asks, how are your thyroid levels? And Kourtney says she doesn't know if the doctor said they were high or low, but that the doctor suggested, to improve them for this egg making fertility journey, he suggests that she drinks Travis's sperm 4 times a week. I can't believe this is on Disney Plus. Like, when did we become so I don't know. It's not a secret that I've not been reacting well to the excessive sexual tension and affection that they show on the show. And it's cringe, it's awkward, I have secondhand embarrassment. You know, and the kids are starting to show that in the episode, and this is filmed months ago. So where are we now? So this entire segment just focuses on their wellness journey and the spa with a yoni steam and massages and oil and herb treatments. And it's all to, you know, improve the quality of the eggs that Kourtney is producing, and she's dragging Travis along on the journey because they are in this together. So like I said, the entire episode focuses on Kim. Like, the amount of content that we got from this episode was just like bad. Like, this episode was, without the credits, without the intro, was about, you know, 40 minutes long. And it really, I think it was the shortest episode, but it mostly focuses on Kim, like I said in the beginning, and her figuring out like what is her next journey. She revisits an archive that she has, a story. I mean, if you know Kim, you know that she's an archivist. She archives, you know, baby books for the kids. Obviously, they have a history of archiving, you know, just the family home movies. You know, as kids, they still do it now. They still do that now. They still do it with the show. So it's not weird for me to see how like meticulous she is about archiving everything. But this is the first time I think that we've seen the extent of it when it comes to her wardrobe. I didn't know. This is the first time I've ever heard about this, and I know that people do. I know Beyonce has an archive of like her performing pieces and all of that kind of stuff, but I've never heard this about Kim. And she says she has about 30,000 pieces from her previous era. She even has stuff, you know, I remember when her and Kanye started dating, like he threw out everything from her closet. Apparently not. I think she's kept the bulk of it. And I mean, how else do you keep 30,000 pieces? But they all are like meticulously kept. So Kim, she knows everything. It looks like she's shopping in a boutique. Like, she knows where everything is. She knows where to get what. And I think that is so smart. It's like Kim has always been a stylist. She has always been the closet cleaning, you know, organizing queen when it comes to wardrobes before she like, you know, shot to fame in her own way. So I'm not surprised to see this at all. And I love to see like how her mind works. I love it. And I think it's so smart that she can pull pieces from her previous eras to, you know, what works with her now. And Tracy even discusses this with her, saying like, the most flex thing you can do is now establishing yourself. You can do looks from the past, referencing yourself, and that will just show like, you know, how boss you are. And this is obviously where we get the episode title from, entitled Where I've Been and Where I Want to Go. She's figuring out her next new muse relationship, but also, you know, finding it hard to transition from relying solely on Kanye for his direction and finding her own voice. Not only is she moving on to being, you know, another muse relationship in terms of fashion outside of Kanye, outside of Balenciaga, you know, she's also learning to have her own voice and her own opinion. And we really see this theme, you know, in this episode, in her scenes. She wants to drown out what people think are okay or what she should wear, because she says she knows what she likes and she knows what looks good on her, and she knows what she wants. So, but what she does say, and what's funny to me is at the end of like that scene in her closet, in her archive, she says, I just want to wear sweats. And it's like, that's the most relatable thing about Kim, is that like all girls, we just love dressing up, having looks, you know, being the moment, but all we really want to do is just be in sweats and be comfortable. And that's what we really, you know, focus on in this episode, is her being more in control. She negotiated her own contract. She was allowed to bring her own makeup team, and they wanted everything to be Kim. Kris Jenner stops by with Kim's Balenciaga shoot to let her in on some good news. She says that Kendall's agent, whose name is also Kris, called to say that American Vogue has decided not to go with Kendall for the American Vogue cover, but have rather opted to go with Kim. Chris says he was so worried, Kim. He was so worried about your fashion sense without Kanye. And now look at you. You're getting the cover of American Vogue. That's like as big as it gets. But then the question comes up, who's telling Kendall? And Kim says that 15 years ago, she was so desperate, she would have killed Kendall herself. Remember how jealous Kim is to just be of everything? I feel like in the inside, she still is. She wanted desperately to be the it girl, and now that she is that it girl, she just like rests in it, but like don't you dare come for her. And she secretly like loves this moment. Back at the office, Chris has to break the news to Kendall. And Kendall, pretends to be okay with the fact that she's not getting the Vogue cover. Her agent called to break the news to her, so Chris didn't actually have to do it. But she says, I do not have an upset bone in my body. I'm happy for my sister. But it's like, has Kendall had an American Vogue cover before? No. She's worked with him before. She's done other Vogue covers. But yeah. As much as she's trying to convince me that she's happy for Kim, I can just see in her face that she's just like, yeah. And it's okay, I would have expected that same behavior from Kim, so I don't really care. She's a model, and I would also be upset. Like, I'm a fucking serious, real, legit model. This is my fucking day job. And the cover's being taken by my older 41 fucking year old sister. Really? But this conversation ends with Chris calling the fucking OBGYN to now convince Kendall to freeze her eggs. What is it with mothers who so desperately want to be grandmothers that they want to force their children? Wait, was I talking to my own mother? No, sorry, that was about Chris. That was totally just about Chris. But she's being so pushy, and Kendall's just like, I'm awkward and I'm not ready and I'm just enjoying life on my own. Kim then has her Vogue shoot, and we see it be very similar from the vibes of Balenciaga. They really wanted to be, quintessentially Kim. And she says everything just feels so me. The episode then ends with the family getting together at Kim's house for dinner after her Vogue shoot. She updates the family on how the Vogue shoot went. Travis gave us an update on their cleanse. And in this moment, I just feel like they have a foot fetish thing, right? They mentioned in this little scene here that they even asked the doctor, they can't even have sexual release. They can't use hands, they can't use feet. And Chris is like, feet? And she was like, yeah. And earlier on, he was talking about her feet being so cold because they're not allowed, any feet action. And it's like everywhere, even from their wedding this week, I've just seen so many pictures of them. There's always a foot pic, and it's like this very weird, don't touch my feet. I'm sorry, I just felt like I needed to mention that. Chris then leans over to Kim and she shows him a message showing that Kanye will release a song, and now we know it's easy, probably talking mad shit. She says they just talk about, this is a weird moment for me actually to watch, because in my mind, Kanye wasn't saying too much. This was still best divorce ever phase. This was before, it really, really came out about, am I lying? Have you been talking shit yet? Couldn't have been. The Tristan thing wasn't even out yet. He started harassing her beginning of this year. So what shit was he really talking? I really felt like this wasn't contextualized for me, lekker. They were very vague about what they were actually talking about, but they were talking about, most fathers aren't trashing the mother of their kids. So, they were talking about the song, obviously, you dumbass. If they only knew what was still to come, that he would be trashing her every day on a much more larger scale on Instagram every day besides the song. And it's only gonna get worse, I think. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't understand. I didn't understand what they were talking about, because the bashing in my mind hadn't started yet. And they obviously are reacting to the song that might happen. Kim, in this moment, apologizes to her family. I mean, she doesn't apologize for marrying him, but she apologized for everything that he had said about the family and how he had treated the family in the past. But it's still very vague. Like, she's not being specific. And I'm wondering if it's like his tweets or, you know, what has he said? He's a lot of the times said pretty good things, and they've like been so up his ass and agreed. Even Kourtney, like, really, she's like standing there agreeing, but weren't you his bestie like towards the end of their marriage? Once everyone starts to leave, at the table, Kourtney tells Chloe that she has spoken to Scott and said that they need to have a talk, and that Scott is open and he's interested in doing that. And she says, you know what, that's good. And Chloe says, you know what, Kourtney, it took our parents and Bruce years to be okay. And Kourtney says that's exactly why she doesn't want to rush everyone getting along. And she says, Chloe, oh, you're the wiser sister. But I wonder in this moment if Kourtney is being too nonchalant. I know that she is the queen of therapy, queen of boundaries, but this has been a process that she has very harshly criticized her mother about all these years. Besides the fact that Chris also cheated, on top of that. And that's what caused the divorce between the parents. Like, maybe Kourtney feels like I didn't do anything to end my relationship with my kid's father. So, there's not that much pressure on me. But I hope and trust that Kourtney is, putting in the work to make sure that the kids are doing okay with the transition. On the next episode, we can look forward to Chris doing a masterclass. I wonder if she actually does end up doing that masterclass, because that footage that she shot there looked very familiar to me to like Kylie's skin promo, I think it was. So I wonder what that is. There's a Goop candle collab called Smells Like My Poochie. I wonder if that's what they went with, because I think a couple of weeks ago in Architecture Digest, they showed off their new house, Travis and Kourtney, and there was a candle in the background. I need to find that picture. And the label of the candle in the background of Travis's shot does not say Smells Like My Poochie. It says Smells Like Kourtney's Orgasm. I don't know, they're very weird, eh? And in the next episode, we can also look forward to Kim opening up about her relationship with Pete. So now I really thought that Easy would be released in this episode, but I think that they'll keep that for when she opens up about Pete in the next episode. When is the drama coming? When are we finding out about Tristan? Is Kylie even gonna give birth on the season? We have 3 episodes left, 8, 9, and 10. I mean, I hope it's better than this, because I was very underwhelmed by this episode. The last 2, weren't really great. So I hope that they bring it in the next episode. If you made it to the end of this recap, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to join the conversation and tell me what you thought about this episode down below in the comments. If you're looking for more pop culture news, yesterday I uploaded the pop culture updates of this week. So just go to my channel to find that. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more videos like this, and go and subscribe for your weekly pop culture updates and Kardashian Sundays. See you next time. Bye!